Hey folks, just wanted to say hi. It's the beginning of week 6. This week we're concentrating on counting and combinatoric kind of arguments, different than the kind of problem-solving strategies we've been looking at the last few weeks. We have the reading continues from our Thinking Mathematically textbook. Here it is. And we've just finished reading the first chapter on attack, on conjecturing, and the next one's on attacking and justifying your conjectures. So I want to say a few things. If you noticed on Sunday, there was some Blackboard issues, so I apologize if you ran into those. It was down for everybody. I'm a bit behind on grading, so I want to apologize for that. I've had tests in my other classes, and so I'm sure you all know how that gets. But hopefully I'm catching up. I was looking at the presentations, and I was impressed. There were some good presentations in the last round. And in particular, though, I want you to think about some of the things that we're reading and that you're doing, because you're doing precisely the things that Mason, Burton, and Stacey actually recommend a lot of the time. So I made a comment for a lot of you. I think there are conjectures here that you're making, and I can see you're making them because you're kind of acting on them, but you're not explicitly stating them. So think about using the textbook's advice and actually state some of those conjectures. You know, just write them down, make them vague, but getting them on the page can actually help you think about what you're doing. So that's an important one. Another one is if you're stuck, I think the re-entry that they discuss in some of the earlier chapters is really important. Go back to the beginning, reread the problem. Look at it again in light of what you know after doing some experimentation. Because I think the specializing and generalizing kind of flow generates conjectures and things, but you can get lost in that. So even if you feel like you're making progress, it's worth stepping out and asking yourself, what was the question? What information was I given? You know, doing that whole entry phase again. It really is a cyclic process in a lot of these ways. So those were the main things I wanted to say. Don't forget, when you're commenting on videos, to give suggestions. Don't give answers, don't give big hints, but maybe point people in the right direction. And I think that's generally what's happening, and I really appreciate it. I've been looking at some of the comments. I haven't graded any of them yet. I hope you have a wonderful week. As always, give me a shout if there's anything I can do to help. I'm here, and hopefully I'll be on board with the grading this week and get things back to you earlier in the week rather than later. Have a great one.